Yeah. The CIA secretly ran a Star Wars fan site. Here it is. From the Wayback Machine. Here it is. Here's the site. Looks not bad, right? Looks not bad. Like these games you will. The quote next to a cartoon image of Yoda says on the website starwarsweb.net. And they link to, there's a link to it, but it goes directly to the CIA's website. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even joking. These games include Star Wars Battlefront 2, which was fantastic, by the way. What a great game. Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2, Star Wars The Clone Wars, Republic Heroes for Nintendo Wii. Next to that are links to a Star Wars Online store with a tagline, "So you want to be a Jedi?" and an advert for a Lego Star Wars set. It looks like an ordinary fan website from around 2010, but it was built by the CIA to covertly communicate with its informants in other countries, according to an amateur security researcher. The site was part of a network of CIA sites that were first discovered by Iranian authorities more than 10 years ago, before leading to a wave of 404s of CIA sources in China in the early 2010s. Ciro Santilli, the researcher, said he was drawn to investigating the network of CIA sites for various reasons, such as Chinese politics, his penchant for TV adaptations of spy novels, he potentially had the tech know-how to do it, and fame and fortune. So he started looking up all of the stuff, including the fan-made websites. And some of the sites appear to have targeted Germany, France, Spain, and Brazil, judging based on what he could find. In other words, this wasn't the only site he found that operated in this way. In November 2018, Yahoo News published a blockbuster investigation into the CIA's covert communication channels and how they were exposed. That exposure originated in Iran before more than 24 CIA sources 404'd in China in 2011 and 2012, according to the report. The CIA ultimately shut down the covert communications tool. In September 2022, Reuters had a headline, "America's Throwaway Spies," and it showed how a CIA informant in Iran called Gholam Reza Hosseini, I'm not sure how to pronounce that right, was identified by Iranian authorities thanks to the CIA's sloppily put together covert websites. One of the CIA's mistakes, was that the IP addresses pointing to the sites were meaning that after discovering one, it was straightforward for a researcher to find others very likely in the same network. As the Reuters piece showed, typing a password into the ordinary-looking website's search bar actually triggered a login process for sources to then communicate with the CIA. The Reuters piece published 2 domains and described 9 of the sites in total. The piece included clues that Santilli was able to use to find many, many more. Santilli found that file names of screenshots included in the article contained, in some cases, the URLs of the CIA sites themselves. He then looked them up on the Wayback Machine, he writes. He then used viewdns.info to find other related domains, and then he dug in. For example, digging through a mass of historic domain names, analyzing the site's HTML, and using a small army of Tor bots to bypass the Wayback Machine's IP throttling. He says he did all this research without paying for any data and instead used freely available online tools for his sleuthing. Citizen Lab previously identified 885 total websites following Hosseini, the Iranian person there, telling Reuters the name of the site he used to communicate with the CIA, IranianGoals.com. Eventually, Santilli had a few hundred domains, which he manually inspected as patience would allow. We're 15 years past when these websites were being actively used, but we're still getting information about them. Yes, the CIA had a Star Wars fan site as a way to secretly embed communication. The CIA did not respond to a request for comment. I thought this was a banger article. I thought this was great. This was fantastic. The CIA couldn't even get it right. Now, unfortunately, what that means This is funny now, but you have to remember that as a result of this, real people, real CIA agents, literally lost their lives. It's sad because people got 404'd. And I don't enjoy, reading about that. I know it happens. I get it. But it's a sad state of affairs to read something like this. I know that people lost their lives. It's almost ridiculous. It's almost ridiculous.